Welcome, everyone. Let's dive into a discussion about fasting and prayer as a dynamic discipline for strengthening our spiritual journey. It's about reconnecting with God by purposely stepping away from what the world offers.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just skipping meals, right? It's about using that physical hunger to focus on nourishing our spirit instead.
Absolutely. It's like a detox, physical letting go and spiritual reaching out. Think of it as stepping off a treadmill that keeps you chasing worldly distractions, and instead you're tuning into God's frequency.
Yep. So what do you think about how the Bible lays it out? There's an example of Jesus fasting for 40 days, and even Moses had specific instructions for fasting, right?
Exactly. The biblical references are, well, they show that fasting isn't new. It's a discipline where you're choosing not to eat to express your commitment, and Jesus even instructs us on how to do it in secret, avoiding any showmanship.
Mm-hmm. It's interesting because we often mix fasting up with trends like intermittent fasting for weight loss. But then it's really meant to be a spiritual seeking, using hunger to remind you how much you hunger for God, correct?
Exactly. It's like letting go of the temporary to make space for the eternal. And, it's about acknowledging that food is not the ultimate source of fulfillment. It's repositioning our priorities.
But here's a point I want to challenge. Sometimes people view fasting as a sort of punishment they inflict on themselves. Isn't there a risk that this perspective undermines the powerful, loving intention behind it?
Great point. It's important to note that fasting isn't punishment, but rather a means of liberation. Instead of punishing ourselves, we use the hunger as a reminder to turn our attention away from worldly things and toward God.
Exactly. And there are various forms: partial fast, liquid fast, even abstaining from social media or sex as a form of detachment. These different methods help tailor the fast to your spiritual needs.
Right, and each type has its own rhythm. It's like having a personalized spiritual workout. Morning time for praise and reading scripture, noon for prayer walks, and evening for inward reflection.
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that structure, but I wonder how many actually stick with it. Sometimes life intrudes and it's hard to consistently set aside this focused time.
True, it requires intentional planning. You might start small, like skipping one meal or setting aside a specific hour. It's not about the length alone, but the heart behind it.
Mm-hmm. And it's good to remember that even if you struggle at first, you're allowed to adjust. It's a process, right?
Exactly. Fasting and prayer forge spiritual muscles over time. It's like training for a marathon. You start at a slower pace and build endurance.
Absolutely. So to wrap up, whether you're skipping food, stepping back from digital overload, or any form of suspension, it's all about sharpening your connection with God.
Right on. It's about daring to say, I need a deeper connection, and trusting that in this intentional pause, you'll find spiritual renewal.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for this enlightening chat. It's a fresh reminder that fasting is more than sacrifice. It's a bold, meaningful step toward experiencing the love and presence of God.
Absolutely. Thanks for the conversation, and may every fast you embark on bring you closer to what truly matters.